On your mark, get set, go. Just before the whistle sounds, you close your eyes. You feel your breath get shallow and the muscles in your legs tensing and straining, ready to shoot you off on your command. You fix your eyes at your target, then at your coach, your teammates, and friends, and you feel unstoppable. You can do this. When I ask people what they want out of life, usually the answer is something like, I want to be happy. And for some elite athletes, they found that happiness in their sport. It's who they are, and they can't imagine their lives without it. But movement is also a part of our being, and whether we notice it or not, it's how we engage with life. So exercise really is about happiness at its core. Health psychologist Dr. Kelly McGonigal has found that those who are physically active are more satisfied with their lives and feel more connected to their communities. So how does this happen? Well, if you've ever been interested in the psychology of exercise, you've probably come across terms like runner's high and how it causes you to pump out all those endorphins that make you happy. And that's partially true, but there's a little more to the story. First of all, that mood boost we're talking about here can come from any sustained physical activity, not just running. And second of all, more recent findings have shown that this high is actually linked to a different class of chemicals called endocannabinoids, which are the same chemicals mimicked by cannabis. So unlike endorphins, endocannabinoids can cross the blood-brain barrier and bind to the amygdala and prefrontal cortex. From there, they can regulate the stress response and temporarily decrease anxiety and even pain relief. So they can also increase dopamine release in the nucleus accumbens, which is your brain region involved in reward, motivation, and addiction. So essentially, these endocannabinoids are like your natural weed, both relieving short-term anxiety and activating that reward pathway so that you can eventually learn to crave exercise. So interestingly, exercise can also help those who have engaged in substance abuse and damage the dopamine reward systems. A study showed that by just exercising a few times a week, recovering meth addicts were able to increase the number of dopamine receptors in their nucleus accumbens. And doing a drug in groups can often increase the salience of the drug. So can the same be said about exercise? Can working out in groups also maximize your health benefits? Actually, yes. Something happens when we exercise or even move with other people, and we gain this powerful feeling of belonging, known as collective effervescence. Remember those endorphins we thought previously caused the runner's high? Well, it turns out that moving with other people in the same way, at the same time, does in fact trigger an endorphin release, which helps facilitate that sense of closeness and bonding. We often hear the phrase, teamwork makes the dream work, and it's true. People often find that sense of belonging when playing a team sport or even exercising with other people. And this can better our performance as well. According to the Kohler effect, we should actually work out with someone who's slightly better than we are so that we're motivated to work harder and persist through difficult tasks in order to keep up. Some people were able to lift 3 times as much weight when working out with a stronger weightlifting partner. And this increased productivity extends beyond the realm of sports and exercise. The practice of marching into battle in perfect synchrony has been used throughout history as an intimidation tactic. And even animals like zebras and dolphins use synchronized defenses and move together to look like one enormous cohesive animal to deter predators. So why do Muay Thai fighters dance before matches? Why do political movements organize marches? Because as we move together, we find a natural rhythm where our heartbeats, breathing, and brain activity naturally fall into step. And we gain a sense of unity that makes facing a common threat a little less scary. Movement, especially in groups, is literally a superpower to make you happier. We often worry about stagnation and how we need to move forward in life, but I hope I convinced you that a great way to do this is to literally move. But how? Can I realistically fit in those early morning 5 a.m. treadmill sprints 5 days a week? Well, no. The focus here isn't necessarily to reach peak physical pain or hit those exact calorie or weight or time milestones. At the end of the day, it really comes down to finding what lights you up, because that is where the hidden happiness advantage lies. So if you enjoy how the cold, crisp air feels on a morning walk, or how powerful you feel scaling a rock wall, or how good it feels to dance with your friends at a night out, rather than trying to jam exercise into your life where it feels like a chore, try to instead use movement as a way to connect with other people and with yourself. I really hope I've moved you into taking at least one small step towards your own pursuit of happiness. So join that sport you've always wanted to try. Do some stretches during study breaks instead of doom scrolling. Find a friend to work out with who's slightly better than you are and will push you to do even better. But just remember how powerful we can be when we move it, move it. We can do this. On your marks, get set, go.